and welcome to the Office of News at 6. US President Donald Trump is on course to become the third US president in history to be impeached later by the House of Representatives.
Democratic lawmakers are expected to approve two impeachment charges, namely abuse of power and obstruction of Congress against the Republican president today.
Mr. Trump is scheduled to face a trial in the Senate next month, but that chamber is controlled by members of his party, and it is unlikely to vote that he should be removed from office.
The president has called the process an attempted coup and a witch hunt. On the eve of the vote, Mr. Trump argued he had been denied his rights from the beginning of this impeachment scam in a 6-page letter.
He has blocked top aides from testifying before lawmakers in the House and declined an invitation to appear himself.
On Tuesday, Democratic Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi announced a vote on both charges.
Mrs. Pelosi wrote to colleagues that impeachment is one of the most solemn powers granted to us by the Constitution and called it a quote-unquote very painful moment in our nation's history.
Members of the House will meet from 9 o'clock local time or 1400 hours GMT on Wednesday. Votes on both articles of impeachment are expected between 18:30 and 19:30 hours.
As the House prepares to vote, President Trump will fly to Michigan for a Merry Christmas rally along with Vice President Mike Pence.
With us now live from Washington is our political correspondent, Talking Paul. First of all, Paul, what exactly are the charges?
The first charge against Donald Trump is abuse of power. It accuses the president of trying to pressure Ukraine to smear his political rival, Democratic presidential contender Joe Biden. Mr. Trump and his conservative allies have alleged around evidence that while he was US Vice President, Joe Biden encouraged Ukraine to fire its top prosecutor in order to stop him investigating a Ukrainian gas company that employed his son, Hunter Biden, as a board member. Democrats say Mr. Trump tangled $400 million of US military aid and the prospect of a White House meeting for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as bargaining chips to pro-US ally into announcing a corruption inquiry into the Bidens. The second charge is obstructing Congress. Mr. Trump is accused of failing to cooperate with the House impeachment investigation. The president has denied withholding US aid to benefit himself politically and maintains it was appropriate to ask Ukraine to look into alleged corruption. Now, how do people, Americans in particular, as well as political parties in the US, support impeachment of Mr. Trump? Are they divided? Do they have common ground? Well, Tom, the US appears to be split on the process. The collection of national polls from 538 shows that 47.3% back impeachment, while 46.5% do not support it. Going to political parties now, we're talking a pretty strong 82.6% support for impeachment from the Democrats, while 43.6% of independents, that's less than half of them, have their support. And quite unsurprisingly, the Republicans, which is the party of Mr. Trump, do not back impeachment by a flat 90%, and therefore opinions do fall on the party lines.
Okay, Paul, thank you very much for joining us. That was Talking Paul, our political correspondent in Washington.
Heading to Australia now, and the contrast experience is hottest day on record, with the national average temperature reaching a high of 40.9 degrees Celsius.
The Bureau of Meteorology said extensive heat on Tuesday exceeded the previous record of 40.3 degrees set on the 7th of January 2013.
Taking the average of maximum temperatures across the country is the most accurate measure of the heat wave.
The record comes as the nation battles a severe drought and bushfire crisis. Forecasters had predicted the most intense heat would come later in the week, meaning the record could be broken again.
As hundreds of fires rage, Prime Minister Scott Morrison has been criticised for his response to the natural disasters and his government's climate policy.
Australia heated up this week as a mass of hot air swept east across the continent, with meteorologists forecasting severe to extreme heatwave conditions.
Several individual heat records for towns and cities have already been shattered. On Tuesday, places across the nation's centre recorded temperatures above 45 degrees Celsius.
At the start of the week, Perth, the capital of Western Australia, recorded 3 days in a row above 40 degrees, a record for December.
The dominant climate driver behind the heat has been a pulse of Indian Ocean dipole, an event where sea surface temperatures are warmer in the western half of the ocean and cooler in the east.
The difference between the two temperatures is currently the strongest in 60 years. The warmer waters cause higher than average rains in the western Indian Ocean region, leading to flooding and dry conditions across Southeast Asia and Australia.
India's Supreme Court has said it will take up a court of petitions against a new citizenship law next month as anger against it grows.
The court told the federal government to prepare a response to the petitions, but the law has not been stayed.
The decision comes even as Prime Minister Narendra Modi reacted with defiance to widespread protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act.
The law offers citizenship to non-Muslims from 3 nearby countries.
The Hindu nationalist Bharatiya Janata Party government says it will protect people from persecution, but critics say it's part of the Hindu nationalist agenda to marginalize India's more than 200 million Muslims.
Adding to the fears is the government announcement that it plans to carry out a widespread exercise to weed out infiltrators from neighboring countries.
Given that the exercise relies on extensive documentation to prove that ancestors lived in India, many Muslim citizens fear that they could be made stateless.
However, Mr. Modi said the law will have no effect on citizens of India, including Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Jains, Christians and Buddhists.
The Prime Minister also told his supporters at a rally on Tuesday that the opposition was spreading lies and rumours, instigating violence, and uses full force to create an atmosphere of illusion and falsehood.
Home Minister Amit Shah echoed the sentiment to media, saying both my government and I are from a rock that we will not budge or go back to all these citizenship protests.
Stay with us here on Officer News, still to come after this break.
A Japanese court orders a TV reporter to pay $30,000 in damages to a journalist over accusations of rape.
Later in sport, as the 2022 World Cup news, Qatar prepares for a dress rehearsal in the shape of this year's Club World Cup as the football circus arrive in Doha.
Ovid 7 News marks its third year of broadcasting with the best scenes from the last 3 years.
Russian diplomats in response to a nerve agent attack in the UK. The International Security Organization has expelled 7 envoys and has told Russia that there are costs and consequences for its behavior.
Also tonight, thousands of people have protested in the Siberian city of Kemerovo in the wake of a leisure complex fire, blaming Russian officials.
There has been confirmation that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has visited China after days of speculation following rumors by local media.
The 2020 US census has been marred by controversy over a new question asking respondents whether or not they are US citizens.
And in sport, a late Italy penalty awarded by the video assistant referee at Wembley keeps England draw the final game before announcing the provisional World Cup squad. Welcome to the Avatar News at 6. NATO is expelling 7 Russian diplomats in response to a nerve agent attack in the UK.
The International Security Organization's chief said the move would send a message to Russia that there are costs and consequences for its behavior.
26 countries have expelled Russian envoys in the past few days in solidarity with the UK.
They all believe Russia was behind the poisoning of 2 people in Salisbury, in which it denied any involvement.
Russian ex-spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were poisoned on the 4th of March in the southern English city, and investigations say a military-grade nerve agent was used.
Speaking in Brussels, NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg said he will also deny pending accreditation for 3 Russian staff and will reduce the size of Russia's mission from 30 to 20.
Now to other news. Thousands of people have protested in the Siberian city of Kemerovo, angry Russian officials.
We apologize for the interruption. The program will continue as soon as possible. Starting now.
Now to other news. Thousands of people have protested in the Siberian city of Kemerovo, angry Russian officials over the Leisure complex fire that killed at least 64 people, 31 of them children.
Vladimir Putin had arrived in Kemerovo and blamed criminal negligence for Sunday's blaze. Relatives say dozens of people, including children, are still missing.
Investigators say the fire alarm was switched off and exits blocked. 4 people have been charged.
Another detained suspect, a guard from a private security firm, will be charged shortly. Russia's investigative committee says a national day of mourning will be observed today.
Andrew Plunk from BBC News has to support on the Russian shopping center fire.
A fire on the 4th floor. This shopping center surrounded by firefighters searching for survivors, trying to reach upper floor windows, fighting the smoke billowing outside. The fire started here on Sunday. Dozens were evacuated, but it was clear dozens more were missing, many of them children.
The area of the fire is about 1,500 square meters. At this moment, 288 emergency officers are working on site, as well as 62 units of equipment and an airborne grouping are taking part in the search and rescue operation. We are taking all necessary measures to extinguish the fire. The shopping centre has a very complex construction. There is a lot of combustible materials.
People gathered to stand and stare as the fire unfolded. Witnesses said it trapped people on the upper floors and said some had jumped from windows to try to escape from the flames. An industrial city of more than 500,000, it is one of Russia's biggest coal-producing regions, more than 2,000 kilometers east of Moscow. Already there are reports the fire began near a cinema and children's entertainment center. President Putin has already sent his condolences to friends and family of the victims. Authorities say a criminal investigation will now begin to try to find out what caused the fire. Andrew Plant, BBC News.
After days of speculation, it has been confirmed that North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, has visited China.
The visit, confirmed by China and North Korea, was Mr. Kim's first known foreign trip since taking office in 2011.